Morning, everyone. We are headed down to Northport, Florida, down to Fred and Jody's house. This is the 5th or 6th installment of the overheating issue that we have been chasing for about 6 months on and off. And the last 3 videos have shown where we've actually dialed in what the issue was, and hopefully you got a chance to watch those videos. We very much appreciate those likes. And if you happen to be watching our channel, just a little shameless plug, please follow us. We would appreciate it. So basically, in a nutshell, what has happened is we got Cole's car put together, found we had an overheating issue, tried to run some stuff through the system to try to alleviate the issue, and what ended up happening is we ended up having 4 or 5 of the ports that the coolant circulate through were completely clogged up and closed. So we ended up taking the head off, took it to a machine shop, and had the head redone and had a valve job done. They baked it in an oven, 2,000 degree oven, for 8 hours, which turned what rust was in the ports into basically ash. And so here we are. We now have the head back from the shop. We also took the time to clean out the block, which also had some sediment inside of it. That has been cleaned with a water hose, and then also with a compressed air to try to get every little bit and piece of rust out of there. And so now today, Dave and I will be going down to Fred and Jody's. Our plan today is to take advantage of most of the components being out of the engine compartment. We will be painting the block with high temp paint, black, and then we will also be installing freeze plugs, and we are going to touch up the engine compartment with some satin black paint. We had actually done this about a year or so ago, but we have used so much water in the engine compartment to try to get the cooling situation resolved that we did develop a couple of little spots that needed some attention. So the goal for today will be to get the engine compartment tidied up, the engine block painted, and then we're going to move Cole's car from the back porch at Fred and Jody's into the garage so Fred can start working on putting the engine back together. So we are getting very, very close to being able to test the engine, and hopefully we do truly believe we have eradicated our overheating issue. So we will see what happens, and we're looking forward to seeing Fred and Jody today. So watch. Well, good morning, friends. We made it down to Fred and Jody's here in beautiful Northport, Florida. Just a stunning morning. Already been for a ride in the red Triumph TR6. And look who we have here, folks. Fred Schmidt.
Good morning.
So Fred, we're down here today to do some more work to Cole's 73 Triumph TR6. What's the goal for today?
The goal today is to clean up the motor compartment a little bit and get it to the point where we're going to do a little bit more touch-up painting inside on the black. And then the motor's been completely cleaned out in place with air and water. All the passageways have been blown out. And so now the heads, I got the last stud out the other day, and the top has been sanded down a little bit. And we're just going to go ahead and begin the reassembly once I'm going to replace both motor mounts while they're there. It's pretty easy to do.
Yep,
right
it's right
now.
there.
Nothing in the way.
Good access to it. Yep.
Got good access. And if I've got to move this back a little bit, I will. And then put the freeze plugs in and then begin assembly on it.
Yeah, I see you've got everything lined up there on your bench, ready to go. So today is kind of a little bit of a cleanup. We're going to roll this out into the grass, and we're going to cover the block back up, sweep some of the particles of rust that we blew out.
Yeah, you can see here, the stuff right here, that's what came
Some of the residue,
came out of the engine.
Wow.
So it was pretty bad, but
wow.
I think we got it now. I mean, we blew it out backwards and forwards and everything, and now I used the endoscope to get into the passageways to see that it was clear.
Right. Morning, Dave.
Morning.
All right, well, no time like now. Let's get started.
Let me go ahead and sweep some stuff out first. And then the other thing before, we used a lot of WD-40 when we were working around here for spraying it here and then sanding this all down and getting rid of anything that was might
Loose, yeah.
make the head gasket fail. So that stuff then was blown out with air.
Compressed air,
We've
yeah.
got a lot of splashes
Yep,
of
sure.
WD-40, but I've got some degreaser,
Okay.
some Prep-All, so we can first wipe it down. After
Wipe it down really
I'll
good.
sweep it out first, and then we can wipe it down, and then
Great.
we can paint.
Wonderful. All right, let's get started. Hi, Fred. So what are you doing here? You've got this Prep-All.
Yeah, we're just wiping down the engine compartment before we spray paint it a little bit.
Okay. Kind of get the dust particles and stuff off of there
Yeah,
so the paint will stick a little bit better.
Yeah, this is a wax and grease remover.
Okay. And is this typically used when you're about to paint a surface, typically?
Typically it is.
Yeah.
Yes, when you paint a car, you do this.
Gotcha. And again, this isn't going to be a concourse job, but we wanted it to look nice for Cole. So I think just a little bit of satin black paint and painting the blocks is going to make it look like $1 million.
It will.
All right, so we've got a coat of Krylon Fusion here on the body of the engine compartment. And then we also got a coat of high temp engine paint here. Hard to tell, there's a lot of shadows today. I might try to get another video once we're inside, but she cleaned up really nicely, blackened everything out, kind of the way Cole wanted it. He wanted the exterior to be white and the interior of the engine to be black, and then the interior of the car will also be black as well. So came out nice. Dave did a great job of painting up the wheel wells and the firewall, and I think we'll probably get some flex paint and paint the cooling fan. Maybe I'll splurge for a brand new one, possibly. We'll see. But looks a lot better. All right, so we have here in the queue the head, fresh back from the machine shop. This is the old head gasket. And over here is the brand new one, courtesy of British Parts Northwest. And here are the studs. We have the grease plugs here, new motor mounts here, Hermetex, and a few other bits and pieces here. Cover gasket, repainted the intake manifold. And so I think we were just about ready to move her into the garage.